And as I promised, I am back for episode 2 of the Judge Dredd mini movie reaction series, if you will. Since we already wrapped up Judge Dredd, there's only one conclusion to this series, and that's going to have to be Dredd, right? The 2012 movie directed by Pete Travis starring Karl Urban. We're on to that right now. I'm going to be reacting to it, commentating on it, as well as giving a little short review, and basically seeing how the movie holds up from 2012, as well as maybe comparing and contrasting the two movies that Judge Dredd as well as Dredd, and see which one holds up just a little bit more and which one is better as an all-around film. But being honest, I think you guys already know which one is going to be probably better than the other. Dredd, maybe? I don't know. That's just a little nudge to get you guys probably expecting my which movie I'm going to be leaning more towards. But that being said, I have seen Dredd before. It's been a long time. I saw it when it first came out to streaming, after it was released in theaters, and then when it went to like Netflix and like the old Netflix where you would get it in the mail and stuff. So I remember watching this movie, and I remember liking it. I don't remember too much about the synopsis. I just remember that the whole movie is based upon this complex of like an area where this bad person is living in, and so he has to go up like I might be wrong on this, but he has to go up like several stories in this complex. It's like a very big building, but the where he needs to get to the very top where the bad guy is, and so he has to keep going through these layers of the building. So the first layer, the second layer, the third layer, he has to keep going up until he reaches the bad guy. And so he just it's a lot of action. I remember having a good time with it. It was a fun movie, nothing spectacular, but it was just like very entertaining. It's a popcorn flick, and I remember liking it. So I'm hoping to feel the same way watching this again for the second time. And I'm expecting, now that I'm older and much more mature and maybe know how to appreciate films a lot more now, I'm expecting to like it even more so than I did the first time I saw it, because I was pretty young. 2012? I haven't even graduated high school yet. So I'm looking forward to this film, and I hope you guys are too. But comparing it already to what we already saw, Judge Dredd with Stallone, nothing against that movie, but it was basically an 80s movie, even though it was made in the 90s. It is an action-packed, adrenaline rush, kind of dumb, cliche, corny, just a typical action Stallone movie back in those days. So that's what we honestly got from it. And that being said, it was still a fun time, just nothing spectacular. So I'm expecting this movie to be a little more spectacular than that. But going into this, I'm hoping for the best, and I hope you guys are too. But as always, you know I'm here, you know what I'm about to do. I'm here to react, commentate, as well as give a little short review of, and like I said, seeing how the movie holds up as a whole. Yeah, that being said, I guess I have nothing more to say. Let's just jump right into this and hope for the best. Dredd, 2012.
America is an irradiated wasteland. Within it lies a city. Inside the walls, the cursed city.
Seeing a lot of similarities already. That's crazy. 800 million? What are we at? Like almost 9 billion now? Or what are we at? 7 billion? Something around there? And there's only 800 million people living on Earth during this time? Is this what the future we have in store for ourselves? Is this what they're trying to tell us? Predictive programming?
The gang. Only one thing fighting for order in the chaos. Judges.
Dredd. This seems like it's going to be a lot more in your face than the Stallone movie was. But like I said, I am seeing a lot of similarities. So I feel like the Stallone movie did kind of stick to the comics a little bit, if they're both being true to the comics. But it seems like this whole section of the world, or Earth, or whatever, the 800 million people that is closed off from everybody else, like this big blockade, it seems like that is a running theme in the Dredd comic books. So I guess that is true in both movies. Okay, just being honest, the motorcycle does look a lot cooler in this movie than it did in the Stallone movie. Oh, shoot. Okay, also, the suit, too. The suit is a lot cooler. Oh, shit! Dude! Karl Urban, pretty badass in the role so far. He seems like he fits this role perfectly. His voice under the mask too, it's pretty dark and brooding. Kind of dig it.
Let's talk. Is the hostage unharmed, and I guarantee you a sentence of life in an ISO cube without parole if you do not comply with the sentence.
will be worse.
You got no fucking lever. Negotiations over. I said, hot shot.
Oh, okay, so the guns are back, that where you can tell it which kind of bullet you want to shoot out of it. That's cool. The food court will be open in 30 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, somebody just died in the food court, but don't worry, we'll clean it up for you. You guys will be able to eat in here in no time.
Cassandra Anderson, 21. Rookie Anderson. Sir, how many people are serving you?
Oh, does she have powers?
I can feel anger and control.
Ha!
Sink or swim. Chuck her in the deep end.
It's all in the deep end.
It's all in the deep end. I remember this when this came out and I saw it. I remember a lot of people liked that he never takes off his mask, which is something very different than the previous movie. Look at that. So I guess this this truck makes everything go in slow-mo. Freaking Zack Snyder should have directed this film. He would have loved doing this.
Their sellers don't have a product on my level. The question is whether you want to make an example of them.
Skin him. Toss him on the balcony.
Did she just say skin them?
Slow-mo first.
God, these bad guys in these movies, man. They're just ruthless. Oh my what the? Oh my gosh.
12 serious crimes reported every minute. 17,000 per day.
Damn.
You can respond to around 6%.
6%?
Your show, rookie. You tell me.
Oh, I guess you're gonna have to respond to the more important ones then.
We'll take Peachtree's judgment.
Vagrancy, 3 weeks ISO cubes. But prioritize murders?
Correct. Don't be here when we get back. So why do you want to be a judge?
Sir, I want to protect and serve the city to make a difference.
Make a difference to a bluff like this?
So I guess Judge Dredd thinking they're a lost cause then. Admirable. Okay, something I like about this Dredd more so than the Stallone character. The Stallone Dredd seemed more robotic and just like less emotions. This Dredd kind of seemed he has a little more a sympathetic side, or maybe like he actually understands human emotion. Oh, come on, man. It just seems like he's more humanized in this movie, more so than he was in the Stallone version.
Only just hit the grid, but it's making big waves. Makes the brain feel as if time is passing at 1% normal speed.
I think it's a punishment of killing someone's trying to send a message.
Don't fuck with the mama clan. Picture's pretty old. Madeline Madrigal. AKA Mama.
That's the queen in Game of Thrones, right? I have to be right. I'm pretty sure that is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Took over the top floor of the block and started working her way down. 9 months later, she had control of everything.
Oh, shoot.
All hers.
Oh, so she has her hand in this whole apartment complex. She pretty much owns everything going on in this area, huh?
Rookie.
Find out where the clan operate on this level and hit it hard.
Okay, so I guess this is where the movie starts. They're gonna have to work their way up till they meet the girl with the scar on her face.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
You don't look ready.
Dude, this is like her first real job as a judge, right? Give her a break. That being said, though, how come she doesn't have a helmet? How come he's the only one with a helmet? Do you have to work towards getting a helmet? So I'm guessing everybody in this room is on slow-mo.
Requesting meat wagon to Peachtree's level 39. We have 4 bodies for recyc and 8 live for the ISO cubes.
Copy that, meat wagon inbound.
It seems like she's pretty knowledgeable. I don't know why she scored 3% under the passing grade. Seems like she knows what she's doing.
Sir, this one's a gang member. The man who murdered the people in the entry.
Judges. No.
And that's Domino Gleeson, right?
Level 39.
That's the guy in Star Wars.
Taking him in right now. Fuck.
It's funny to see how actors have come such a long way from the roles they used to be in. Because this was 2012, and when was Star Wars? Like 2017, 2016, around there? Oh, shoot. Dude, man.
Control room is secure. Sector control. This is Peachtree's control. I just want to check you were notified about the DEFCON system test today.
Dude, that homeless guy is still there?
You're headed for the cubes.
Oh, dude. Oh, he should have moved when he told them to move. He told you if you're here when we get back, you're going to jail. And he seemed to nod and understand, but apparently he didn't. Wow.
Peachtree's.
This is Mom. Somewhere in this block are 2 judges. I want him dead until I get what I want. The block is locked down.
Dude, they are screwed. I remember the whole movie is supposed to be based in this tiny environment where it's just like in this apartment complex, but I didn't remember the reason why they only stayed in here. I thought they just had to work their way up to get to Ma, but I guess like she blocked it off so they couldn't leave or escape or anything.
Ground assessment, rookie. Call it.
Multiple armed targets obstructed line of sight. Gas grenades?
Respirators.
Oh my god.
I want the north and east corridor totally covered. Sal's got the west.
Seems like a lot of people have scars on their faces in this movie.
Go to have these judges back to mama complete.
I'm waiting for him to say that line. The line that Stallone said, that's pretty funny, but I feel like the way Carl Urban would say it, it seems a lot more appropriate.
Let's give him a good news.
I like his outfit a lot better in this movie than in the Stallone version.
Disperse immediately. You now have 20 seconds to comply.
You're gonna get blown to smithereens, man. Oh, that was like a stun grenade.
What are you waiting for, rookie? This crime is attempted murder of a judge. The sentence is death.
She can't do it. Oh, maybe she can. Alright, I was wrong on that. There's a line in Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. It's about killing a person. And like, once you kill someone, you can never go back. So that must be a really messed up thing to feel once you pull the trigger and you take someone's life.
These streets have been sealed by blast doors designed to withstand attack. No one's getting out. No one's coming in. There are no signs. You're already dead.
God, you gotta get cover, man. Dude, one move, one sound from the suspect, dude, and they're dead. Oh, dude, that was a smart move on her part.
There's a service elevator near here.
Ooh,
So,
she gonna help them?
it works as long as you're hitting a button above level 75.
I wonder why he didn't say anything, though. Probably because he knew he would get shot in the head if he did say something. Oh, shoot! Oh, dude, she killed the husband? Oh, man, I could have done without that. Out of all the people, out of all the bad people, she had to kill the one person that had a kid. Well, I'm sure the other people have kids, too, but I'm just saying the one for the movie. Oh, dude.
Full lockdown.
They're trapped?
They've got him cornered. We're taking him down right now.
If I don't come back and you get cornered, you might not want to get taken alive. Your call.
Dude, this role suits Carl Urban, man. Another show that I really like that he's in is The Boys. He's such a prick in that show, but he's good at it. He's a versatile actor.
So you're a mute.
Is the X-Men in this universe? Will we see Cyclops or Storm? Magneto? Any of them?
Psychic.
Picturing a violent sexual liaison between the two of us and a pointless attempt to shock me.
Is that a freaking machine gun? Exactly. Watch out, man. They're gonna kill people that don't need to be killed as well. She doesn't give a crap. Dude, she's killing all their customers. Nobody's gonna want to buy drugs from her after this. Oh my gosh. Oh, are they outside? Oh no, they're on the roof, huh? That is... Dude, she is a dick.
No way they survive.
Oh, but they did, big boy.
Dead till we find him dead.
Oh, shoot. She knows. They survived. Damn! That's a big drop. That was like her right-hand man, too, huh? That was like a total F-U to her, too. Because he knew exactly what he was doing. He threw him right off the cliff, right in front of her.
I think if we'd executed the bust, Mama would have let us walk out of here. What she doesn't want you taken back to the sector house. She doesn't want you interrogated. She's afraid of what you might say, and that's got me curious.
Well, I guess she's gonna interrogate him.
Welcome to the inside of your head. It's kind of empty in here.
See, if you're talking about my fucked up head versus your fucked up head, your fucked up head is gonna lose.
And I can play mind games too.
Oh, shoot! Dude! Whose mind is gonna win? It seems like hers is. Huh, she got the info. He pissed himself.
Peachtrees is the manufacturing base for all the slow-mo in Mega City 1.
Dude. They were right to hire her. I'm just glad she's on the good guy's side.
Open the blast door right now. The problem is we've had a software malfunction and the system.
Star Wars and Game of Thrones, 2 actors from those franchises in one movie. I think that's pretty cool.
I'm on it right now. Thank you.
Oh, dude, what is her deal, man?
Keep moving and attempt to avoid further detection or find a place to defend.
You've given us 2 options: defend or hide. What about we attack?
I'm glad that I chose to watch the Stallone version before we watched this to compare it, because honestly, both movies are very different. And it's just, yeah, I thought the premise would be at least a little similar, but no, honestly, it's not. There's no brother in this movie. They had no mutant in the other movie.
Freeze!
Oh my gosh. Really? You're gonna tell them to freeze?
Why? I'll shoot you. The safety on.
Oh, dude. Oh, see? Dude, that's smart. Dude, they're gonna rip her apart.
As trouble as you're doing. When you got busted, you should have killed the judges or been killed yourself.
She's gonna use her as a trap, I bet,
Just a bunch of bullets to the head.
to lure the judges in and then kill them all.
Do you fucking understand me?
An evidence of pink trees. This is Judge Dredd.
Is he gonna say it?
In case some people have forgotten, this bar operates under the same rules as the rest of the city. Mama is not the law. I am the law.
There it is.
Mama is a common.
Dude, he said it a lot more cooler. I'm sorry, than Stallone. No shade to Stallone, but coming out of Carl Urban's mouth, it just sounded a lot more real.
Judgment time.
Fucker still hasn't gone down.
Because he's not in there. Are you dumb? You guys are sitting ducks now. He's not in there.
Incendiary.
Stupid!
How the fuck we gonna stop this guy?
Call 911.
She has pretty teeth.
Open up. Now.
Oh,
You're
that,
relieved.
that doesn't look good.
I've been here right from the start. This killing's all about one gang, the Marwar clan. I'd say at least one of your 2 judges is still alive.
You prepared to testify to that? Sure.
So does that mean she has her hand in the cops too? Like there's bad cops?
1 million credits. You have a problem with the judge.
Shoot, that's not good. You have to conserve, or you could steal. Oh no, you can't. Because remember, in the Stallone, each gun is like manufactured for that specific judge, huh? Or their DNA. I wonder if that's the same rules apply in this movie. Because I was gonna say you could steal another judge's gun, just kill them and take it from them, but probably won't work.
Identify yourself.
Chance, Sector 9.
Dredd, Sector 13. Good to see you, Dredd. Likewise.
Relax. Cavalry's here.
Now, when they tell you to relax, that's the time you shouldn't relax.
2 of us called in the 1024, wondering why you didn't ask about the other one.
Dude, he's smart, man. Corrupt cop, man. You deserve the death sentence.
Choke on that.
Oh, did he just push in his Adam's apple? I can't wait to see when Dredd meets up with Ma. See what happens between the two, because I honestly forgot.
I've seen a lot of judges in my time, and you're just not cut out for this.
Dude, she made you piss your pants. How can you say she's not cut out for this?
Anyway, you got any last words, bitch?
I was gonna ask you that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Damn. Okay, so the same rules do apply. ID fail. It only works for her.
What's the price of a judge these days?
Dude, what are you gonna do?
All we do.
Damn, I wish I was as smart as Dredd, because honestly, I don't know how he could get out of this. Oh,
Incendiary. Armor piercing.
dude, you're out of ammo. Oh, shit. He blew up his freaking head.
Lower your gun, rookie. I'm your backup.
No, you're not. Oh, yeah, you thought you had that handle, didn't you? You're all like, oh, if she hesitates, I kill her. If she does this, I kill her. Yeah, it really worked out for you, didn't it?
Wait. The Judge Dredd finally gets on the wrong end of a gun.
Dude, they're not dead. You have really screwed this up. You suck at being a boss. Honestly, you should be relieved of your status. You're not good at this whole Prime Lord thing. I can help you.
I don't need your cooperation to get the combination.
Oh, that's right. They don't need his cooperation. She can read his mind.
He's a victim, not a perp, and until my assessment is formally over, I'm still entitled to dispense justice, and that's what I just did by letting him go.
What'd she do? Like, take some steroids? Kill her!
You're a piece of work, Dredd,
So are you.
and so am I.
I guess she heard what I said.
This entire level is rigged with enough high explosives to take out the top 50 stories.
Oh my gosh.
It's a
Dude,
transmitter.
she implanted it in her hand, in her forearm?
Stops me.
Sick.
Building blows.
Oh my gosh. Of course she had like an escape plan.
This is a negotiation.
Kill her!
The sentence is death.
What did he shoot? The forearm?
We're a kilometer above ground. Ranges on that thing. Let's find out.
Let's find out. She's gonna fall through that glass slow-mo style. Oh, dude. Look at that picture. This is really stylized in a cool way. Especially like to show the effects of the drug and to make the viewer feel the same effects in a kind of a sort of way.
Oh, I don't want to see it. Please don't show it. Please, I want to watch the movie, but I just don't want to see this.
No, I can't. Come on. Oh my gosh. That is so horrible. They finally made it out, too. That must have felt like a huge weight is off their shoulders.
Anderson,
What?
your assessment's now over.
So what happened in there?
Drug bust.
So how did she do? She a pass or a fail?
She's a pass.
Dude, did this movie not do great in the box office? I hope it did, because
You say you won.
how did this not get a sequel?
Only one thing fighting for order in the chaos. Judges.
This movie was badass. Dude. I'm sorry, this is much better than the Stallone version. And they only did it with like one backdrop, too. That just shows you that you don't need this whole set to make a good movie. I can't wait to talk about it. Dredd. Directed by Pete Travis, starring Carl Urban and Olivia Thirlby. This movie was a major step up from the 1995 movie with Stallone. I'm sorry for you Stallone fans out there who really like the Judge Dredd movie in 1995. It just doesn't compare to this movie. And this movie wasn't a huge, amazing, fantastic, blown my mind type movie. But that being said, compared to that movie, the 1995 movie, it just like blows it out of the water. This was done in such a better way. For one thing, the whole not removing his mask, I think it added to the character a lot more. And I think it was just it was a lot cooler and probably a lot more comic book realistic. Like I said, I didn't even know it was a comic book, but that being said, it probably was written like that in the comics, that he never removed his helmet. That's just my guess. I don't know if that's true. The whole not removing his mask, I wonder if that was like talked about for a lot, because I'm sure Carl Urban wanted to show his face sooner or later in the film, and maybe they had to have a discussion with him about that, and maybe throw him an extra couple dollars to like maybe not remove the mask. So I don't know, but that really did add to the whole feeling of this film, and I think it added some feeling in a good way. Because, I don't know, it just added to the character in a way that made it feel like it could be anyone behind that mask. And it didn't really matter who was behind that mask. You knew it was Dredd, but you didn't need to know his face to know that that was Dredd. And that being said, the whole feeling of him, maybe it's just me, but I felt like he was a lot more humanized in this adaptation of the Dredd comics compared to the Stallone movie. Stallone just felt too robotic and like not human. This Dredd, even though it seemed like he was like really stubborn and cold-hearted and like hardened, he was a hardened cop, it seemed like there was still a person behind that mask that you could relate to in some sort of way. Not relate to, but feel for, like, that was actually a human doing his job as a cop. That's what I felt. And it didn't feel like if he got killed or got shot that it was just like he could be replaced by anyone. No, that's Dredd. Dredd can't be replaced. Because, like, I don't think there's any cop on the force who can do it like Dredd. And that's what it made me feel like in this movie. Which the previous movie in 1995 did not make me feel. Even though, like, I did get behind Dredd, Judge Dredd, and try to back him. And, like, if he did die, that would suck. But I feel a lot more attached to this Dredd than I did to Stallone's Dredd. From start to beginning, it just shows that how simple a movie can be, and it doesn't need to be like blown out of proportion with explosions or billions of dollars going into the CGI, or just like go to lengths of extravagant backdrops or like scenery to make the movie just amazing. This movie kind of puts those thoughts to rest, because the movie was entirely based in one set. There was no other backdrop, there was no other scenery in this movie. There was nothing else except a apartment complex, and that was the whole movie. Him trying to work his way up to kill the super bad guy, Mama, and try to just work his way out of that complex, well, alongside Anderson, and not get killed. That was the whole premise. Just not die. Well, of course, get the bad guys and bring them in for, at least tried to bring them in for questioning, unless you need to kill them, which he did. He killed everybody. So yeah, this movie, it's just so simple, but yet it worked so good. And I'm surprised that I don't know, what was the budget of this movie? So the budget was $50 million. So that's a little more than I thought it would be. And it only grossed worldwide $41 million. So it didn't even out even. It didn't make its money back, which totally sucks, because this is a hidden gem, honestly, to me. This is a movie that should definitely have gotten a sequel. All these movies nowadays, they're getting sequels that don't really need to be made sequels. For example, say what you will, I'm one of those people who feels like Joker does not need to get a sequel, but apparently they're in talks with Todd Phillips, and they're working on a script as we talk right now. Whenever that will be announced that there is definitely going to be a sequel, that only time will tell. But at the moment, they are working on a script, I'm pretty sure. And so that means that if the script is right, and if Joaquin likes what he reads, he's going to reprise his role as Joker, and they're going to get a sequel out of that, which I feel they don't really need. But am I knocking it? Of course not. I love the Joker movie, and to see a sequel starring Joaquin Phoenix again, it's going to be great. It has to be great. And Todd Phillips reprising his directorial role in the movie, it has to be good. I mean, there's no way they could screw that up unless Warner Brothers puts in their more than 2 cents and kind of just affecting the development of the film. That's the only way I feel like it could suck. Other than that, if it has Todd Phillips and Joaquin, it's going to be great. So that being said, I don't feel like it needed a sequel, but I'm not knocking that it might get one. So that being said, though, these movies that don't need sequels are getting sequels, and this movie didn't get a sequel. That totally sucks, because this movie does deserve a sequel. I want to see what would happen next, because we didn't get to see the whole city, the whole version of, I don't know what the city is called, but the whole version of this futuristic city that Dredd lives in, compared to the 1995 movie that we did get to see. But this movie, we only got to see the apartment complex. Other than that, we didn't get to see much except Karl Urban and Anderson. Other than that, there wasn't really that many characters in this. I mean, of course, there was Lena Headey, who played Mama, but yeah, not really too many characters in this movie. And I would have liked to see a lot more people and environment, and just a lot more thrown into this movie would be cool. So for a sequel, that would have been dope to see more of this image that the writers and the director and the producers had for this film franchise. But maybe they just thought one and done. Maybe that's all they needed. But yeah, I think a big reason why they didn't make a sequel was because they didn't make back what they put into this movie, which really sucks, because $50 million nowadays is not hugely a lot. It is a lot of money, but it's not hugely a lot. You hear about movies putting in $100 million, $200 million. So for this to be only developed with $50 million, it sucks that they couldn't have made that back. But I guess we're just gonna have to live with this newer adaptation of Dredd for a while, until they decide to either reboot it or finally make a sequel, which I don't think they should now. I mean, 2012, it's 2021 now. Karl Urban's going to be what age now? So it's it's almost 10 years later. So maybe they need to reboot it. Who knows? Maybe I'm just talking on my ass, because I don't want to see a new character play. I don't want to see a new actor play Karl Urban's part as Dredd, because he did a fantastic job, and I think he would still have it in. And plus, we didn't get to see his face, so we wouldn't get to see how much he aged, really. So if he still had on the mask, it would still pose to be a fun time, and I think Karl Urban has many more years in him to be an action star. Plus, we will get to hear that brooding, dark voice that he did. Almost makes me wish that, I think he was in the running for a Batman, wasn't he? Once or twice? So, him to play Batman, that would have been a cool thing to see Karl Urban do. I guess we could only see him as Dredd at the moment, as a cop superhero. But that being said, yeah, the whole synopsis of this movie was really simple, but it's still posed to be a fun time, compared to the 1995 movie, where they were all over the map with that movie. First they did interact with an apartment building. In the very, very beginning, that's where they found Rob Schneider and wrongly accused him of doing something wrong, even though he was just there in the wrong place at the wrong time. But other than that, it was kind of like all over the map with this kind of 80s stylized, futuristic Underdome, utopia type, messed up, futuristic life. And honestly, it wasn't that amazing. I mean, it was 1995. I'm sure they could have done it in a better way, but it was just really felt like a B-rated 80s movie. And honestly, just comparing everything between the two movies, it's just the 2012 reboot really has the upper hand in everything, including actors, cinematography, music, sound editing, costumes for that matter. Like I said, the whole attire of the Dredd costumes, major step up alongside with the motorcycle. It just looked a whole lot better. Maybe the 1995 movie went off the comic books a little too much. You know how like we got in Avengers, the first Avengers movie, and we got to see Captain America's new Captain America suit, and it was kind of too comic related. It kind of was too old fashioned. It was just kind of cringy in a way a little bit. It was too corny. Honest, it was cool. It was a major throwback to the old Captain America outfit, but it just didn't fit. It didn't fit with the whole attire of all the other Avengers costumes, in my opinion. Maybe for a lot of you, you like the costume in the first Avengers movie, but for me, it kind of was a little too corny, in my opinion. They needed to up his Captain America uniform, and they did in the future movies installments, which they did a way better job with, a major upgrade, in my opinion. But like I've said, I have never read the comic books, so I didn't even know this was a comic until I saw the Stallone movie from start to finish. So for you comic book lovers out there, tell me in the comments, was the comic book actually good? Was it enjoyable to read? Like, what made Dredd such an interesting character that it actually developed a fan base? To even start a franchise of movies. Yeah, just let me know in the comments why Dredd really did good in the comic world, because honestly, I don't know too much about the backstory other than the fact that I've watched the movies with you guys. That being said, though, the whole Dredd movie we just watched, it was action-packed, wasn't no romance. It was a thrilling ride. The use of drugs and making the audience feel like what the drug users were going through once they injected or they inhaled the slow-mo. It kind of made the audience feel that same, not really, but it kind of did make the audience try to feel what that drug abuser was feeling when they inhaled the slow-mo. So I thought that was cool, and you could get to see how everything was going super slow when they inhaled it and they were using it, and you get to see like the water going up in the air, like really stylized, artsy look, and the whole falling out of the side of the apartment where like Dredd pushes Mama off the ledge. That was cool. That was a good use of slow-mo in my opinion. I know a lot of people say that Zack Snyder overuses the use of slow-mo, and that's why I kind of said, oh, he should have directed this because there's a lot of slow-mo in this movie. But it's funny because I feel like Zack Snyder could have been attached to this because I feel it kind of is his type of style, this movie. I wouldn't be surprised if he had something to do with this, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Zack Snyder had his hands in this movie in some shape or form, because this seems like right up his alley. It's very artsy, and he is kind of an artsy director. He is what I say, he does more style than substance in his movies, and that is okay in some ways, but in other ways, it's his movies are a lot more stylized than they are dealing with information. That's his type of films, which is cool and all. But yeah, I really dug this Dredd movie, and I'm glad I got to rewatch it with you guys because I had a fun time reacting to and commentating to it. Every actor in this movie did a great job. Like I said, I'm even a huger fan of Karl Urban. I think he's a really underrated actor and deserves a lot more roles. He's a very versatile actor. Olivia Thirlby as Anderson, she did a great job too. I've only seen her in a handful of movies. The Whackness, as well as Juno, and I think a few more other films. But yeah, I haven't seen her in that much, but she did a great job as the apprentice, if you will, to Karl Urban's Dredd, as well as Lena Headey. She didn't really have a huge role in this, but she did play the super bad guy, the mafiosa, if you will, or something like that. But yeah, she was the head drug dealer, and she can play an asshole. If you guys have seen Game of Thrones, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but she's a great actress as well. So yeah, like I said, not a handful of actors, but every actor in this movie did a fairly great job, if that makes sense to you. But yeah, my grade for Dredd, it gets an A from me. This is really a fun time. I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it already, from start to finish. It was a thrill ride. If you guys love action, it's a definite must-watch for you guys. As well as, does it hold up? I think I already explained that with my comparison to the 1995 Dredd movie with Stallone. It holds up a lot better than that movie does, and from 2012 to 2021, I think a lot of people will still find enjoyment and entertainment from this movie, so it gets a hold up from me. This is a movie that should be revisited by a lot of viewers if you haven't watched it already, because I think a lot of people will get enjoyment out of this film. And it's just an adrenaline rush. There's a lot of non-stop action, and it's great, man. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Go watch it. But other than that, guys, yeah, today was a fun day. Dredd was really a movie that really kind of upped my energy level. I feel like I can go run a mile, or no, maybe not run a mile. I'm not a huge fan of cardio, but yeah, it really upped my energy level and made me kind of feel a lot more antsy in a way. But other than that, yes, this movie was a fun time. Highly recommend it. A from me. Holds up, yes. Yeah, we are done with the series. 2 movies. The 1995 Dredd with Stallone and the 2012 movie with Carl Urban. Both fun time. One more than the other, but I've already stated that. But on to bigger and better things now, guys. We are done with the series, and I will be reacting and commentating and reviewing future movies or TV shows. You guys will just have to stay tuned and see what's up next. So as always, if you guys liked what you saw, maybe hit that like button. It really does help with the channel, as well as subscribing if you haven't already, and leaving a comment down below what you guys think of Dredd. If you guys have already seen this movie from start to finish, let me know your thoughts on how Dredd compares to the 1995 Judge Dredd movie with Stallone, and which one you guys like better than the other. I mean, maybe some people like the Stallone version better. Who knows? Everybody has their own opinion, but I would like to know in the comments how you guys feel about these movies. It's fun to converse with you guys, and I'm dying to know what you guys feel about these films, because I feel like there's a lot of film junkies out there just like me who love talking about these movies, and just leave them down in the comments. It's a great place to put your 2 cents in on these films and other films I might react to in the future. But other than that, guys, it has been a fun day. I really enjoyed this movie. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I can't wait to see you in my next reaction video. But until then, I'm just going to leave you with a peace.